Welcome. You've got dads.
Hi everyone. So last time we went on the last of our first dates with Damien. So we finally dated all the dads at least once. And so this time I wasn't sure how to proceed, so I just put everyone's name except Damien because I just did his date into a randomized generator. And who it popped out was Robert. So we're going to go on Robert's second date. And this will be the first of the second dates of all the dads. And to explain the pun title of this episode, Small Through the Night, it's after the Cyndi Lauper song, All Through the Night. And it kind of makes sense because in this episode, we actually spend a lot of time with Robert throughout the nighttime. And as I think about it, Robert is maybe the only dad whose dates all involve nighttime. I don't think you do anything with Robert during the day. He's a complete night owl. So anyway, we're going to get started. This sounds like my existence. Trying to avoid everybody, not leaving the house. Why this game gotta read me like that? I kinda wish that because the dialogue just said, we've sent Robert several messages and he's not responded, he's not even read them. I kind of wish we could see like one or two, maybe even three if they fit, older messages. Because that would just give more of a feel of just the reality of the situation. I do like how on each of the dates, you have different, not all of the dates do it, but on Robert's dates, you have different things that you do around the house while waiting for the date or while anticipating the date. Because, like I said earlier, Robert's such a night owl that you have all this free time in the day to do other things. And I think of like maybe one or two of the other dads, you have these moments during the day when you're in the house and you're able to do something. Which, bringing back a point from one of the older videos, I kind of wish they also had it where you could go to the coffee shop during the day or go to the marina, something more than just staying at home all day. It's funny because they make the dad Sona out to be a bumbling idiot who can't cook. And yet, here he is making a pie, not just, using frozen pie crust, but actually making the crust wholesale from scratch. Making the filling wholesale from scratch. It's like, he's nowhere near as much of a blustering idiot as the game has made him out to be continually. So I kind of wish we got to see this side of the dad Sona even more. $3.75 should be okay for a pie. I don't bake a lot of pies myself, but I do a lot of baking. It's a good temperature if you have the, if you leave the timer on a bit longer. But you always want to watch, what you're cooking anyway. You never want to just set and forget unless you cooked it so many times. Even if I bake a lot, I still have like the oven light on, and if I'm home, because I usually don't leave the house if I'm baking something, then I'll periodically check on it like every 20 minutes just to make sure. Um, as far as I know, any of these choices will be fine. I don't think any of the choices ruin the pie. So more cherries is always great. I like the idea of almond extract though, and salt could be an interesting catalyst to the ingredients. I'm gonna go with the almond extract. Because almonds have almonds are nuts, so naturally they have a nutty flavor, and then cherries kind of have like a. I'm trying to think of. I can't describe it in a good way. I want to say a dark flavor, and so a nutty flavor to me is a dark flavor as well. I don't know how to describe it better than that, unfortunately. But almonds and cherries are something that go together. I can tell you that much. 50 minutes on 375 should be fine. I mean, like I said, I would check on it periodically just to be sure. I don't trust people who don't love a good pie. Like, pie is one of the most blissful baked creations on this planet. So people who don't like pie, I don't trust them. Oh, he's so domestic. God damn it, now I want some pie. But I don't really know where I can get pie. I guess I can go to the grocery store. Or I can make one by myself.
Ah. Huh? Huh?
She's right. They are an objective-based confection, but most of the time, the objective in my, baking this confection is I just want some damn pie. That's my objective. It's base. It's primal. It's the most simple of human desires. Nothing is the truth. But I always like to play around with Amanda. She's so fun to tease. So I'll say I've been leading a double life. This game actually references Ibiza a lot, and I find that interesting because in normal conversation, it does not come up all that often.
Eh? Hmm? Hmm? Hmm?
I don't even know how anybody could manage that. The first one was unbelievable, but this is just... I don't even think the ingredients to create brownies and chlorine gas coincide.
Ah.
See, she's describing this pie as looking improperly baked, but the cherry filling is oozing out of the sides. It has a buttery crust which glistens. Like, this sounds like some Master Chef pie here. Or even just a decent pie. It doesn't sound discombobulated. It doesn't sound improperly made. It sounds perfect.
Oh no.
I know my pie good, girl. Don't you dare. Go to your room if you don't agree.
Hmm.
Yeah, that's what I thought. You ain't being disowned today. You better.
Huh.
even that's a little cringy. Like, there's only so far that you can push this idea of dadness. Like, this is overdoing the dadness. Even real dads don't go this far with the dadness. Thank you. I agree. I definitely agree. Especially lately, like, all the commercials you see on TV are just like the dads are absolute idiots. And now he's an idiot. I hope he's okay too. Robert's messaging style would actually annoy me because I hate getting like multiple messages in such a short time. Like, coherently form a message and send it to me. Like, it's fine if you send me 3 messages, but sending me 9 or 10 small messages will kind of immediately piss me off because it's just, I'm one of those people that I have to respond. I'm really bad at responding to urgent things that appear urgent to me. And messages are something that appear urgent to me. I hate having notifications. So if I get like 10 notifications right away, it's almost like an overload for me, and it just makes me irrationally angry. But I kind of like his style a little bit here because it's just very Robert. It's like, hey, no, hey, no, hey, I'm outside. Come outside. Don't make me honk. I will honk. Get out here. It's just like, Robert. You would piss me off with this notification messaging thing, but you're cute, so I'll let it slide. Sleeping is very fun, Robert. You should probably try it. You look haggard half the time. The dad sauna never has to be anywhere in the morning. You know what? Let's make it a party. Let's just go out like this. Or you better not mind. I know you want a piece of this. You wanted a piece of this the first day you damn met me. So, come inside and you can have a piece of it. That's the real cherry pie, guys. That's what it is. It's my hot dad ass.
Hey.
Keep it up with that smirk, and this cherry pie will be yours, Robert. I kind of wish Robert didn't smoke, but he wouldn't be bad dad if he didn't like have all of these vices: drinking, smoking, just general antisocial behavior, moodiness, impulsiveness. I don't know who the fuck. Let me censor myself there. I don't know who the hell Tom Waits is. Like, it's a name I've heard before, but I can't think of who it is. So naturally, I think I would say Tom Who, but I know Robert's not gonna like that answer. But if I'm going with that, I would say naturally. Yeah. Sorry, Robert. I don't know who that is. I do think it's cute that, I mean, I didn't really peg Robert as a hula dancer, dashboard kind of guy. The mess it's understandable, But the sparkly stickers. I mean, I know these are from, his kid's thing. Who knows how old? Because they said that this pickup truck looks ancient. This is probably what all this is from. But it makes me wonder if when Robert's driving around in his pickup truck, does sometimes he look at these stickers and he kind of remembers happier thoughts and times. I do find it interesting that the dad's son twiddles his thumbs a lot. I have never twiddled my thumbs. And my own dad twiddles his thumbs when he's, waiting around or something. And it's just, it's a habit that I've never thought to do, picked up. It's very strange to me. I mean, I do want to ask if he's okay, but my natural thing to do in a situation like this is whenever I'm being driven somewhere or if I'm driving somewhere, unless there's a conversation already in motion, I'm very quiet. In fact, my dad complains to me about this all the time because he's one of those people he has to fill every silence with something because he feels like he has to. But I am perfectly fine with sitting in silence in a drive. And yeah, Robert does like that too. This is something me and Robert have in common very strongly.
Huh. Hmm. Oh.
It's a very nice view. It's kind of romantic. And I feel like this is another facet of Robert's personality. Like, we get to see that he's got some old romance in him. And he's just kind of that cliche bad boy who takes people up to a the lookout spot to maybe make out or, do other adult things, which I wouldn't mind doing if that's what he brought us up here for. I don't know. This view is gorgeous, but this view I think is even more gorgeous. Like, cannot resist this drink of water right here. Robert is my second favorite dad, even if he's so moody. Can we do that instead? Like, I know what we're actually going to do here, but can we do this instead? Like, can I get some DLC for that? I wouldn't mind participating, and if I can't participate, I wouldn't mind watching. But we're going to keep this a little bit more PG, so...
Huh.
I wouldn't actually doubt if you do that every once in a while, though. Just say it.
Hey.
And by thank you mean, choke the chicken? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I'm on to you, Robert.
Hmm.
I feel like Robert's a very deep thought kind of guy. Like, he hates his thoughts, but he finds it almost soothing to constantly be in deep thought and just contemplate his existence and everything around him.
Oh? Hey. Hmm? Hmm.
At this point, I could just laugh, but I want to trust Robert, and naturally that's something that I would want to do. So I would probably try, I mean, I would laugh, but I would probably laugh and then try to play along with it.
Oh. Hmm. I...
He's just so off the deep end. Yeah, I would have a little trouble with Robert with this because I'm also really bad at sarcasm. Like, I'm really bad at identifying sarcasm. So, with Robert just like throwing out ironic quips and sarcastic quips left and right, I would have a hard time decoding exactly what he's trying to say to me. I mean, it's funny to an extent, but you just have to get to know Robert for it to be funny at all.
Huh.
I've actually never whittled before. I don't think so, at least. It's very Boy Scouty, which makes me wonder if Robert was ever in the Boy Scouts.
Huh.
I feel like that's a step in the right direction. Like, Robert doesn't trust people easily, so for him to even extend this sort of what's the word for it? Oh man, I can't think of it. Oh, that's gonna drive me crazy. It's not an olive branch. It's benefit of the doubt. Yeah. So for him to even extend this benefit of the doubt to us, I think that's a small nuanced step that the game shows you that Robert is beginning to trust you. I mean, he likes you, but he's beginning to trust you more. He's beginning to open up to you more. I think that's pretty cool.
Oh?
Well, there's a stick I want, Robert. It's kind of in this area, but we can wait.
Huh. Oh. Huh.
I have a feeling that despite being calloused, they would still be soft and gentle hands, though.
Ah.
I would actually like to hold his hands. I have a feeling that it's just because Robert is so, so distant from almost everybody, except for maybe Mary. And even with Mary, I think he's probably a little bit distant. Holding hands with Robert would be almost as intimate as any other normal intimate thing with, a not so, distant adult.
Knife that wood.
So this minigame is okay to me. I mean, there's no way to lose it. I don't think so, at least. It's very just straightforward, very linear. And so all of your options are all you do is carve wood. It'll always be the same things that are pre-made into the game, and you just choose an option that you think Robert might like or that you think is a good description. It looks like a pencil. I mean, it looks like all of these. I'm going to go with a knitting needle. I don't know. Maybe you could do something with one knitting needle. Looks like a popsicle stick. But it also does look like a tongue depressor. I don't see enough flat ones to say, so I'm going to go with the tongue depressor. Oh, he might actually use it. Although I can't imagine anybody that has a tongue depressor just readily available. Oh, looks like a toothpick, but that's a really small toothpick. Bubble popper, I guess. Something to make me look tougher. Yeah, we'll go with it. Oh, looks like an egg. It does look like a Ouija board planchette. I didn't even know that's what it was called. I just called it a Ouija board thing. Looks like a duck? I guess it looks like Louisiana. Kind of wish you could rotate it. It's Robert. Looks just like him. You know, suave, smooth, curves, I guess. Looks like a chopstick. And all of the options are chopstick. And the thing that I hate about this one is no matter what the answer, Robert kind of gives you a very an answer of disbelief. So we're gonna go with lefty. Yeah, it's a stick. Now we get a bigger block of wood. This is a lot better, actually. I'm a little mad that this piece of wood didn't fall off like it's supposed to. It does look like a swan. It does look like a duck. It does look like a duck. I'm going to say it's a new friend. Thank you, Robert. We're happy together. Now you can rotate the wood while you're whittling. It doesn't do anything though, so I'm not entirely sure why they give you the option. I'm gonna name it after Amanda's horse. Yeah, I mean, I wish you could actually give it to her later, but you can't.
Oh.
I kind of wish we could see other things Robert has whittled. Like, does he just whittle knives? Like, is that all he does? So did we get that all over Sir Horsington the Brave for Amanda? Like, are we going to give her, like, a bloody horse?
Oh? I... Huh.
Yeah, watching Robert be any bit caring is kind of a sexy thing.
Oh. Hmm?
At this point, I still don't know exactly how much Robert actually believes in cryptids. Like, part of me feels like he just does it for, you know, a coolness ploy. But I don't know. Like, it never really delves into this fact well enough. Like, you never really know for sure if it's like a real belief or it's just a fake belief for him.
Hmm. I. I.
I have to say, I'm interested in this sentence. I feel safe around her. Like, I can't ever imagine Robert feeling unsafe, though. He seems just like so prepared to fight at any given time.
Hmm. Huh?
Yeah, except for at nighttime. I mean, aside from maybe an owl, you shouldn't be hearing birds. And you shouldn't really be hearing squirrels at nighttime either. I don't think so, at least.
Hmm.
And do crickets live in the woods? I thought they were more like a grassland, swampland sort of uh, species. Like, do they live in the? I don't know. I don't go outside enough to know. That's kind of depressing.
Hmm. Hmm. Hmm.
So is this why you're a night owl, Robert? Is this why you're always awake at night to make sure the cryptids don't get you? But knowing Robert, he's so lying. He is lying. I don't think he's ever told us a true story ever.
Hmm. Hmm. Huh? Really? Hmm. Really?
I don't think you ever find out what that was.
Whoa, whoa.
That's more likely what it would be.
Hmm. Huh? Hey. Hmm?
See, now we can see Robert opening up even a little bit more. And I don't know, that's the one thing that makes me really like Robert is throughout his dates, you get this journey of watching him grow as a person, like growing and trusting people, growing and opening up to people, growing and letting himself be emotional and available. I think it's really nice.
Huh. Hmm? Oh. Hmm. Hey. Hmm.
He has a lot of introspection for someone who doesn't like to be emotionally vulnerable.
Oh.
Um, this is, I mean, I wouldn't joke at this moment. Like, if I'm talking to someone who's finally opening up to me emotionally, like if somebody has been completely emotionally available to me all along, then maybe I would joke, to lighten the mood. But if it's somebody who's been very emotionally closed off to me, and then they're starting to open up, I wouldn't start joking with them because then they might feel, that they can't be emotionally open with me, that I'm not going to take them seriously when they need to be taken seriously. Um, that sucks is just too basic of an answer. I would go with that I'm glad he's told me.
Huh.
Thank you. I think this is a good, thing to tell Robert.
Hmm? Hey. I don't know.
Well, he has to be there for her. She has nobody else. Literally nobody else.
Hmm. Oh.
And now we get to bullshit the bullshitter. I love it.
Huh? Huh.
Such a dork.
Hmm? Hmm. Ah. Eh? Hmm? Ah? Huh.
I think I made a pretty good date with Robert.
We're gonna need a bigger boat.
Oh, I guess because I didn't like Tom Waits, he considered that as not deserving of an S relationship, S date rank. I mean, look at the amount of dad points I got. I mean, I think this is all arbitrary, but it's just like not even 400. And then, but I got a ton of daddy points, so I mean, I'll push it just a little. All right. I think I'm actually going to end it here because I know this part can be a little long. So yeah, we just you know, had our second date with Robert. It's actually a date that I kind of like because we get to see a lot more of who Robert is and how he deals with life. You know, how he deals with his problems and him slowly trying to open up. So I'm not sure who I'm going to date next time. I guess I'll put the names in the randomized generator again, and we'll see who pops up. Anyway, uh, thanks for watching, and see you later.